I'm sure it's incredibly difficult. And speaking of women, that's a perfect segue into my next question. I don't know how familiar you are with the topic over here in America, and I have no idea how it works over in England. But there's a lot of debate about what jobs in the military should women be allowed to do. Should they all be open? Should none of them be open? We do in the United States have a very small group of women that work in special operations, but it's insanely small. Um, as a former, I mean, you've been to war, you've been in the military at the highest level. What would you say to what is the role for women in the military? Should it all be open? Is there a happy balance? How would you break that down?
It is open. It always has been open. A lot of people don't get that. It's like selection's always been open for women. It's not like a
Uh,
new thing.
Wait, so SAS selection is open for women?
For years. Yeah, it has been for years.
Oh,
I,
really?
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that it had been open for so long, but I thought it was maybe just more of a recent thing. But apparently, it's been like that for years. Women, if they like, can go and have a go at SCS selection.
But the standards are the exact same then.
Of course, they are. And that's why no women have ever been in the regiment. And that's not, by the way, I don't say that disrespect in a disrespectful fashion to women. Women are awesome. Um, at the end of the day, there's a lot of highly skilled women at many military style jobs. When it comes to women being in the SAS in the same capacity as men, come on. Uh, I think most women out there worth their salt will say, yeah, it's fucking women shouldn't be in the SAS. It's as simple as that. It's just let's get real. Fucking hell, come on. Physically, they're not as capable as men. And no matter how, I'm not saying like you could pick two CrossFit athletes. If I did CrossFit against the fucking CrossFit Games, women's like against what's that woman who won the CrossFit Games many times, the Australian girl, fucking absolute animal. She could kill me, right? She would. I wouldn't last a fucking minute with her on a in a CrossFit box, right? But we're not talking the same thing here. I'm not saying that there are some women on the planet that are fucking far superior to men on the planet. But when it comes to candidates going for SCS selection who are at a standard that is required to pass that course, yeah, you're going to get the odd woman who's an absolute animal. Um, but I can safely say this: there has been women who have tried to join the SAS, and as far as I know, none of them have got past day one. Right? That's not just a random coincidental statistic. That's just a fact of life. It's like they're just not cut out for it. And, and that's not to say that there's some jobs in the regiment a woman couldn't be really good at. There's loads that a woman can be really good at, but at the end of the day, the selection process is a selection process. And I don't believe that. And by the way, if a woman ever gets through that selection process and passes legitimately, I would be like fucking massive respect, because I know how hard it is, obviously. I would be the first to congratulate someone on that. It's not about being sexist. It's not about being talking from a place of discrimination. I think women should be given equal opportunity, but I think there are some things that just aren't going to happen. And I think that's one of them.
I think that your standard of you set one standard, and then, like you just said, if someone can make it, all the power in the world to them, like massive respect to them.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that because that's different here in America. Women are banned from attempting OT, like the long walk and OTC, and they're banned from being Navy SEALs, which automatically keeps them out of being on SEAL Team 6. There are other jobs they can do at the unit that are not in the assault squadrons that have their own selection process that is different. That's crazy to me. I had no idea that they were even allowed to attempt SAS selection. That's something a lot of American viewers are going to learn for the first time watching this.
Not only that, it's like a lot of time if there's, and again, this has not come from a place of being sexist, but if there's some fucking heavy shit to lift, a lot of the time the women will go, yeah, you men fucking get on and do that. We'll stand here and we'll get the tea on sort of thing. And that's not in the sense that I'm being sexist, right? Get out of there. But a lot of women are more than happy for the men to just do shit like that. They're fucking more than happy to do something else that's more kind of suited to them. And that's just, it's just, and just being real about that, it's like, I don't believe there's any woman that will physically pass the SAS selection in that required standard. I don't think it's going to happen. There are some seriously fucking strong men, professional soldiers from the parachute regiment, strong dudes, good soldiers who fail it. Big men, big, strong men who physically can't get through it. So
Well,
yeah,
I think the one thing that drives me up a wall is the let's have two different standards. And as someone much smarter than me said, when a bullet comes out of a gun, it doesn't care what your different standards were. It'll kill you the exact same way it'll kill someone else. That to
yeah,
me in the United States, that's crazy. That not only is that a common thought, it has wide, broad support of let's just have two different standards, intermingle everyone. And it's like that's not. Imagine if you were putting a football team or soccer, as we say here in America, like we're gonna evaluate half the roster at being able to play in the English Premier League, and the second half of the roster will be evaluated playing three leagues below. It's like that team's gonna get crushed when they
of course.
actually get combined on the roster. They're gonna get lit up. Um, so I got this is a fun one. We've been asking a lot of guys this. When you make the unit here in back in the day, I don't think they do this anymore. You got a custom 45 pistol that was given to you as being part of Delta, which always leads me to the question whether just at the range or when you were deploying, was there any firearm that you particularly, if you had to pick one, whether again just being at the gun range, whatever it might be, that you really enjoyed shooting?
Are you asking from a point of what if the fucking zombie apocalypse was to happen, which weapon system would I prefer?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I would pick the Heckler and Koch G3,
G3.
7.62 long round G3, fucking absolute beast of a weapon. Yeah.
And does the SAS use that in like actual real life too, or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
just personally like?
that was used a lot in some rural operations. Over in Northern Ireland, it was used by the reactive troop across there. We'd always deploy with the G3. We'd always have one, maybe between a patrol or something like that. It was used in counter-terrorist operations as well. It's 7.62 long round, 20 round magazine, powerful weapon. You know, way more powerful than fucking 5.56 or like the old MP5s that we used to use back in the counter-terrorist team. They were pretty shit, you know. But I don't think they use them anymore. So I would say that, yeah, zombie apocalypse G3 all day long, because it's
That
a very it's just one of those weapons that's very kind of it's multi-purpose. It can be suitable for a lot of environments. But other than that, like when we had the DeMarco variant or the M4, again, great weapon system. There's a reason why it's used by special forces today. It's a cracking weapon system with a lot of modulations now. I believe that make it very diverse. As far as a weapon system that I would say I was blown away by. First time I ever used it was the Barrett 50 cal, the sniper
yeah.
Barrett 5. And I remember the first time we used it on the range. One of my mates went and used it, and he fired a few rounds, and he got up and he took his ear defenders off. And he says it's like getting kicked in the fucking head. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went and used it. I was like, yeah, it is like getting kicked in the head when the recoil on that thing's fucking insane.
I was it's funny you bring that up. I was at a gun range in August and I was shooting. Do you know what an M1 is? The old World War II
Yeah,
American rifle. So I was
yeah.
shooting one of those and, I'm just shooting down the range at a target. And all of a sudden, about 15 feet away to my left, it sounds like the earth just erupted. And I look over and this guy's got a Barrett 50 cal sniper rifle. And when he fired that thing, it was like I could feel a shock wave coming through the air. I mean, I couldn't believe how loud it was. I mean, I had hearing protection on, all that stuff. I still could not believe how loud it was. It like shook me. I was so shocked when I heard it.
The other thing I was so impressed with that though is it's insanely accurate
Is
for
it?
us for such a big. barking dog of a weapon, it is fucking accurate, yeah.